Hey everybody. So happy to be here with everyone today. This is actually the first time in a while that we've done a dual training and I would say dual episode. So the big thing that we want to cover today is talking about LinkedIn impressions via the content that we need to create. I don't feel impressions are talked about enough. Everybody focuses on the views, the comments, the likes, the shares, but we're going to kind of dig into, I would say, the science behind the impressions and what that actually means in regards to your LinkedIn content. But before we dive into all of that information, whether you're listening to this on either of the podcasts, Networking and Marketing Made Simple or Entrepreneur Rescue Mission, or you're watching on social, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, we actually have a free business assessment for all of you. This is something that would allow all of you to take that 10,000-foot view to get a better idea of what you're struggling with when it comes to business, whether it's your marketing, your branding, your sales, your lead gen, your financials, the scalability of your business. So all you have to do is email us, scott@scottaaron.net, subject line free assessment. We will send you that link. Or if you're watching on social, just comment below the words free assessment and we will send you that link. Now, the big thing that we want to talk about today are LinkedIn impressions. And Nancy, I know this is something that you and I have talked about both online and offline. We've talked about this with Andy Cresadenia, who you've been in contact with, which we're going to have a call with him. So let's dive into the whole LinkedIn impression game. And obviously, this has kind of bubbled to the surface for you. I've been talking about it a little bit. So let's dive in. And, if you want to take the reins, let's dig into LinkedIn impressions.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got me really excited because you found that article the other day and you were like, oh, I read this awesome article. Really helps kind of break down really more behind the scenes of what LinkedIn likes and what the algorithm likes and some of the misconceptions that people have. And it really sent me into, well, not just like getting super excited, but it got me really looking forward to doing some research, not only with my clients, obviously you can do some research with your clients, but pulling together some data to get some more behind the scenes information on what actually is working on LinkedIn and what goals we should be shooting for when we're creating content. And so, really, kind of in a nutshell, and to share with you guys a little bit about this, is we can't be so hung up on the likes, the loves, right? The engagements that we have and the shares. Those are great, right? Those are like over the top, any kinds of engagements are just, awesome. But we can't hyper focus and feel like that's the only. In fact, one thing that we know on LinkedIn is that the majority of users are what we call silent users. Okay. That means they aren't engaging, right? They're not liking, they're not loving, they're not sharing. They're actually just looking at your stuff and they're going, oh, that's cool. And they're moving on. Okay. Or they're clicking on your website and they're learning more about you, but we don't really get to see that, as much as we get to see, obviously, the likes, loves, and shares. So we can't get discouraged. We can't let it throw us, off our path if we're not seeing all of those vanity metrics, right? Those things that on the outside make us feel real popular and real great, when in reality, one metric is really, really important. And it's something that the LinkedIn algorithm loves. And that is the amount of times, right? The impressions, the amount of times that our content is being shown to people, right? LinkedIn's not going to show our content to people if it doesn't think it's any good. So I have seen posts, guys, and I kid you not, that only have about maybe 10 to 20 likes, but behind the scenes, the metrics that you aren't seeing, they have over 55,000 impressions, which means a lot of eyeballs are seeing your content. Okay. So that gets me excited because, again, I want to do a little bit more research on the metrics that we can't see, right? That obviously, as the owner of the LinkedIn account, of course, you have all this information. You can pull it up under analytics. You can see what posts are doing well. But I don't want you guys to get discouraged when you don't see that thumbs up or that like or love or the clap or whatever it might be, right? There could be just as much right, wonderfulness going on behind the scenes with the impressions and with the amount of times people are seeing your content. So that's what got me really excited. I definitely want to do a little bit more, research again, finding out what posts are really seeing a spike in impressions. Love to obviously, take a look at our clients, dig into what's working. In fact, I'm working with one of my clients now who recently had 3 videos that literally just went viral, went nuts. And again, from the outside, you would never think that. But when we took a look at the impressions, I mean, it was bananas. So that's what I'm super excited. That's what I just want to remind you guys. Do not get discouraged. Don't get knocked off your path whenever you don't see all those likes, loves, and the consistent things there. Behind the scenes, there could be more going on. And LinkedIn could be very, very happy with your content. You just wouldn't know it if you weren't looking for that right metric,
Yeah,
right?
I think the big thing that I do want to share with people is that the impressions that your content actually gets, you're the only one that can see that. That's it. So, just to give you an example, there was a poll that I did in a group called the Sales Management Executives, and I've talked to you guys about this before, that it's extremely important to join 3 to 4 groups where your business allies or potential ideal clients may be spending some time. And the only real kind of content that gets significant engagement in groups are poll questions, because again, people are in there for community purposes. So just to give you an example, I did a poll question about a day ago in a group called the Sales Management Executives. It's a lot of sales management, professionals. And I basically just asked a question: what's the key to motivating your sales team? Now, again, Nancy and I are our own sales team, so this does still relate to us because we need to motivate ourselves. And, I gave a couple options: incentives and rewards, continuous training, clear communication, other, comment below. Now, in 24 hours, this poll got 478 votes. It got 5 likes, 32 comments. Okay. Now, outside looking in, someone would see this poll and they would say, "Oh, that's great amount of votes, but only 5 people liked it." Yes, there was a significant amount of comments. But what others can't see, that only I can see, is that this got 11,348 impressions. That means LinkedIn showed this poll to nearly 12,000 people, which is big. Now, another example is I did a poll question also a day ago in another group that I'm in. It's called Salesty. It's a wonderful group. A gentleman by the name of Laurent. He's from Europe, manages and runs this group. We're actually collaborating on some stuff. And again, I just asked a simple question: what's your go-to sales tactic for closing deals? Personalized follow-ups, creating urgency, leveraging social proof, other, comment below. In a day, it's gotten nearly 200 votes, but only 2 likes, 2 comments, but almost 6,000 impressions. So I can't stress to you guys enough, it's not focusing on the vanity metrics, right? We're not focusing on the likes and the comments, because as Nancy alluded to, you may see someone's post and they may have very little engagement, but LinkedIn may have shown that to so many people that you don't even know. Now, using Nancy's client as an example, the the viral video that she mentioned, just to let you guys know, that got 55,000 impressions, only got about 15 or 20 likes and a few comments. So outside looking in, it doesn't seem like something that would go viral or it would equate to a virality type of post, because it only had 20 likes and not 200, and like 7 or 8 comments and not 300 comments. But it was shown to 55,000 people, because Nancy alluded to this. There are more passive engagers on LinkedIn than there are active engagers, which means LinkedIn knows the most important metric that they can share with the content creator is the amount of times that that post was shared to their LinkedIn network. Now, I talked about this before, that if you're at a 1 to 3% I would say visual engagement rate, meaning, if you take 10, if you have 10,000 followers, right? 1% of 10,000 is 100, right? 3% on the high end, that's 300. So if you're getting 300 people to see your post, LinkedIn will tell you, blogs will tell you, articles, marketing professionals will also tell you that is a good engagement rate. And that goes across all social media. And Nancy's talked about this about Facebook, about Instagram. Only 1 to 3% of our networks actually see our content. But when you start to creep up to an engagement rate of 10%, 15%, 20%, that is a viral post. So just to let you guys know, for all intents purposes, those two poll examples that I just mentioned are viral posts. The fact that they got over, almost 12,000 in one and almost 6,000 in another, that is a viral type of post. So everyone thinks viral, they think millions. Listen, it's very rare that something will get millions and millions and millions of views. Like, it's got to take something really, really special or unique to happen. But I talked about this with Nancy, that one of the true measures of organic success, and this is why I talked about engagement pods, why you should never participate. Nancy and I were using Gary Vaynerchuk as an example. The guy has 6 million followers on LinkedIn. But if you look at his content, his metric numbers are all over the place. Not his impressions, his likes and comments. I mean, when I mean all over the place, all over the place. He'll have one post that gets 2,500 likes, right? And 200 comments. The next will get 6,000 likes and 200 comments. There was a post that even only got 150 likes and maybe 20 comments. Now, to the outside world looking in, like, that's significant engagement. But if you do the math with 6 million followers, that's pretty on par with the normal 1 to 3% engagement rate. And that's how you know his content is real, you know his following is real, and you know that his engagement rate is real. So the point of today's podcast and this training is, don't get caught up in the vanity metrics of social media, right? The impressions that only you can see. And just to go a little bit deeper, I love facts. I love numbers, and I always do check this. So I made a post about this the other day. I actually was looking through my post impressions over the last year, and I've had 1.4 million impressions of my content in the last 365 days. I've had almost 340,000 unique views. But again, it's significantly increased over the last year. And it even tells me my impression rate, which is the amount of time that LinkedIn shows my content to my network, I am up 1,500% from this time last year. So it just goes to show you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Nance, final words, final message.
I mean, all I can say is that I'm just really excited to do some additional research. Again, some things that we are seeing, doing well. And, it can vary by audience, but, the thought leadership right now is huge, right? Posting your own thoughts, feelings, about topics that are trending in the industry right now. Also, we're seeing some short form video, right? So actually doing some video snippets, very short, right? Under 50 seconds, that are doing well for some audiences. Polls, right? As Scott mentioned, we've seen some really, really amazing polls take off. Plus, it's great information, for your business if you ask the right questions. So anyway, just super excited to do this research and just wanted to send that friendly reminder. If you're not getting the engagement that you want, it's okay. In a lot of cases, if you are getting those impressions. That's
So
it.
the last thing that I want to say before we sign off is, try different types of content. Try different types of content. Meaning, so I know for a fact, whenever I do an image text post, I get no engagement. Whenever I do a short form video, I get no engagement. My network likes three things from me. They love poll questions, they love my newsletter article editions, and now they're really digging my slide documents. which basically you can create on Canva. It's those, tile blocks that people can kind of scroll through that gives like short tidbits. They're bright, colorful, and very engaging. So I'm going to produce content that I know my network wants to see and wants to read and wants to hear from, than trying to kind of scratch and claw and just do what everybody else is doing. Stay in your own lane, test things out, throw stuff out there and see what your audience resonates most with. So, as a reminder, please don't forget to subscribe to our podcasts, whether you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Leave us a rating and review. If you're connected to us or not connected to us yet on LinkedIn, make sure you follow our profiles. Scott Aaron on LinkedIn, Nancy Evans on LinkedIn. And again, don't forget, drop the word free assessment in the comments, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, so you can take that free assessment to really analyze where your business is. And also, don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave us, give us the notification bell, all those things, and please don't forget, we are here to serve you. Let us know what you want to hear more of. So everyone, please enjoy the rest of your days. Love and gratitude, and we'll talk to you next time.